what we got here obviously is the carburetors disassembled, cleaned, and ready for reassembly. So I'm going to show you how to reassemble just one carburetor, and then basically all the rest are going to be identical. So what I like to do first is, like I said, is get everything clean, laid out, so I know where everything is. And you know, I went through, like in the last video, I ended up straightening out this one. Was able to get it you know, back into shape. I don't know if you can see it right, but yeah, so it's I was able to put a drill bit that fit this side. I checked another one and I put a drill bit down inside and kind of went around and got it back into shape. So it's as you know, good as it gets. I mean, I'm gonna probably do a little bit of cleanup here on this one. I mean, I had it cleaned up in the ultrasonic, but there still looks like there's a little, it's just black. It's not even anything else. Just get that extra off of there. Everything, like I said, is pretty clean and spotless. So, you know, we are dealing with stuff that's 70, you know, 75, 1975. So what, 40, 50 years old. Yeah. Let's just get into it. So, got the carburetor here. I cleaned them all up in the ultrasonic. They blew all the passages out. Everything's pretty nice. So, what I'm gonna do is put the tube back in. Yeah, you gotta remember how to get her back in there. And there's a little, I don't know if you can see it in there, there's a little like, I don't know what you call it, like a little dowel that sticks in there. So there's a groove on these on the side. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it actually fits in that groove to keep it facing the correct way. So it only goes in the one way, and then put the washer and the main jet. Just finger tight. Drop the pilot jet down in there. Got a nice little screwdriver for that one. Tighten her up just till it seats. I'll come back, check it out later. The needle and seat here, the needle just drops in. Got a float pin. Just want to make sure that she sits right. We can measure that too if we wanted to. Make sure the float level's right. Getting 1 inch, let's see, 27. So let me go take a quick second, make sure that that's acceptable in the carb book that I have, and I'll be right back. Okay, so after checking things out and finding out what the carb spec was, it's 23 to 25 millimeters. and I used different calipers to check it out. But then I remembered I had one of these old girls. It's a carb float tool that I don't know. I think I picked it up at a dealership guy. He was like selling all his stuff at a tag sale or something, and I was able to I knew what it was, so I just grabbed it, and I've had it in my toolbox forever, and I kind of forgot that I even had it. So I kind of just checked it out. You set it on top and you see where you're at, and then it does have graduations on it. Let me see if I could get it in focus here. It probably is trying to, there we go. So you can see the graduations on there, and this is millimeters, so it's 22, it's set at 22, so it's a little low. We gotta raise that up by this tab, and there's a tab in the center here. That's why I had to check it, because as soon as I put it in, I noticed it looked like it was the tab was bent. Usually they're just like flat right across. I'll show it like this area here, and this it should it should be level, but this one was raised up. That's why I wanted to check it and make sure. No big deal. It's just a matter of popping this pivot pin out again, and we'll take a look at it. You'll probably, that's going to be hard to see what actually is going on. But I'm just bending this tab down just a touch. That thing's really in there. Just a little bit more. I think that will be right. Because you don't know how many hands have been in these carburetors before. And what you do is you just sit down, bring it down until it just touches on like the highest point of the. Now we're at like 24. So I'm going to go with that because that's like dead right in the middle there. You see it's at 24. So, like I said, I've been carrying this thing around in my toolbox forever. Forgot I even had it, These are nice, that's the more modern way, I guess, of doing it. But still, it's cool to bust out old school tools for, what they used to use back in the day, because this is how they figured it out. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty neat, and I'd share it with you guys. All right, so, basically we got that back in. And now we're just going to go through and tighten everything down. Make sure that that's good. Make sure that pilot jet's in there. You don't have to kill it either. You don't want to really tighten the hell out of it because you don't need to. Because it'll just strip it out the next time you try to take it out. The other thing that I did is on these gasket surfaces, I don't know if I touched on it before, but I was able to take the vent tube out and run these across a flat plate with a little bit of sandpaper just to make sure that these surfaces are flush, because it was leaking. And I believe the center carburetor was the one that was leaking in the first place. Like right up in this area was where, I ran the sandpaper across it and it just didn't touch. So I just brought it down until it barely touched. And you can see, like even in the center, on the ends here, there's still a little. But it's scratched. If you really, really look at it, you can see that it was touching. So it's like right there. What are you talking, a half a thou or something? So no big deal. Your gasket, and then put your foot bowl on. You got your screws. Put those in there. them down real quick. This is like, I have fast forward on this camera, but it will fast forward the whole video. It won't take sections of the video of fast forwarding. So those are all in there. Now we got our air screw with the spring, and get that started. Send it down. And I'm gonna just use, see, just till it seats, half, one, and I'm gonna go a quarter. So I'm gonna start at 1 1/4 turns out, and basically that's it for what we could do on the bench. The other stuff, putting the needle back in and everything like that. I'm really debating because I want to put it on the second clip position. I know this thing was running so rich. I almost want to try it. I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it in the second clip position. If I see it's just running still too rich or whatever like that, I'll put it in the top click position. You know, in the middle, you know, is in between the rich and lean type of circuit for the carburetor. All the way at the top would be the leanest, all the way at the bottom down here would be the richest. And I don't know, I feel like this thing was running. We're gonna try it. I mean, third clip position is generally a good starting point, but as I see, you know, with everything, I kind of want to lean it out a little bit and just try to see where it is from there. It's not that big of a deal to pop these back out and change the clip position. Everyone thinks like once it's in there, oh, it's a pain to change it. No, it's not. It really isn't. It's pretty quick to do. If we have to do it, I'll show you, we have to do it. It's all in this game of being a technician, you know. Sometimes, you know, you got to go through and try again. That's why they call it tuning. It's not just, you know, you said it once and you're done. You got to see what the bike wants, how it feels, everything like that. You're going to have to come in and make adjustments. But generally, you just want to set it up to where, you know, it's going to run, it's going to act a certain way, and then you can adjust it from there. You just want a good starting point where you generally think of where it's at and how it was running before. So that's why that's going to be set in the second clip position. But as I said before, you saw how I did the one. Pretty basic, simple carburetor. And we're just going to put these other two back together. And then I'm just going to install them into the bike because that's boring too. You don't need to see that. You've already seen me take it out. So basically what I'm going to do after that is I have to take the fuel petcock out because it was leaking in the off position. I just want to touch on that and see if there's something in there. If there's nothing, I'm not even going to film it. But I'm going to throw a set of plugs in there. I got some new, the short, they're really short. They're the 10 millimeter non-resistor spark plugs. These are the B8 HS's, really short. Can't run longs because it'll hit the pistons and damage everything, obviously. So yeah, I'm just gonna put those in there, and basically in the next video we're gonna see this thing run. So let's see, we'll get her all dialed in, and once I'm all set, I'll bring you guys back. All right. All right, here's a little short, quick one for these screws. This isn't one for the carburetors, but I've had the carburetor football screws. People have been trying to get them out and everything, and tighten them and loosen them, and it, you know, the screwdriver just spins over the top of them when you're trying to take them out, or you know, and it's really frustrating because you try to put them back in and you can't tighten them the way you want to. But there's a quick, simple fix for that. With this, all you need is a hammer, and you just kind of just flat, dead flat tap on it and push that metal right back into where it needs to go for the screwdriver, the Phillips head. And now, just with a few simple taps like that, now it's got a good bite, and it's back to being like brand new. So if you ever have a situation like that where it's kind of balled up a little bit, you just put it in a vise, give it a tap with like you saw, and it pretty much brings them back to like brand new. So just a little something there I would throw in just as a little short. All right, back to what we were doing before. All right, so we got it on the ground here. Got the fuel hooked up, fuel lines. Got the new plugs in, caps are on. No leaks or anything. It looks like we're ready to go. Turn around. Start. Just gotta hold it. Ugh. All right. Well, we're getting gas. Should be. Whew. Hopefully it came out sounding just as good on camera. Yeah, it's a little smoky in here. I got the door open to try to clear it out. I guess this guy, he didn't really trust the oil injection, so he put oil in the gas there too. So that's why it's really freaking smoky. But you know, it could be stuff in the pipes already too, and all that just burning off. I think we're gonna saddle you up on the handlebars here and go take it for a blast down the street and see what happens. It seems like it's all right. Sounds good. I still have the airbox not hooked up. It's actually sitting right here. I just got to put this on, and I almost just want to try it without it. I don't know. I might put it on. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, because it kind of changes everything once you put them on and everything like that. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably just take it for a quick putt before I take you guys out on the road and just see if it changes it, makes it worse, better, this and that. So all right, well, that's where we're at. She runs, so sounds good, and I like it. So let's see how it performs on the road. All right, I'll be right back. All right, here we go. try this. See what happens.